Welcome to Decision Loop, the podcast from Relic Solutions, where we speak with the experts driving transformation across retail, manufacturing, and consumer goods. From AI pilots at scale to data readiness, governance, and the human side of automation, this show is your signal through the noise. So it's just thinking in terms of this agentic AI future, I mean, it's still, there's an element of it being futuristic. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be, I think it's going to take a while for adoption to really, really happen in this agentic world.
It does for a couple of reasons. One is, you said the barrier to entry to AI has been lowered. I agree with that, fully agree with that statement, right? Today, if you're launching, let's say you're launching a startup in the 1990s, right? You need to get server space and all that kind of stuff, right? You need to get your own servers, put them in your garage, and then run the applications and so on. These days, you just subscribe to some services and then off you go, you're in business, right? And then you can start tapping into these pre-trained models and build capabilities on top of that. Okay. That said, what I want to be cautious about is you can't take agentic AI or Gen AI and throw it on top of your legacy. Your legacy could be Excel spreadsheets. We still walk into multi-billion-dollar corporations where a lot of planning is happening in Excel spreadsheets, right? Where the data is siloed across systems because these companies grew through acquisitions. They ended up with 20 different ERP systems, not by design, but through the fact that they grew inorganically, right? So you throw a legacy, take legacy and throw agentic AI, it's not going to do magic for you, right? That's why it is important to make sure you make the investments into these specialized AI techniques. To start with, that lays the foundation. Then you expose this as the tooling to the agents. Then they can really start having access to this underlying intelligence that they can tap into. And then they can start surfacing actions that are more meaningful. The second thing is, as the barrier of entry lowers, technologies get excited and start building all these agents and all that. But the enterprise adoption is not that easy. Enterprises tend to lag in the technology adoption for some very valid reasons, right? Because you want to start to roll out this new technology of agents in the enterprise. First thing you want to do is bring your humans along on the journey. You need to be very clear about how do their job descriptions change, okay, in the world of this agentic AI. In fact, there is a lot of fear mongering in the marketplace right now. People are worried about, am I going to lose my job to AI? That's not really true. I don't think the jobs will disappear because of AI, but the job descriptions will significantly change. So as long as the organizations provide human capital, the humans that are making these decisions, provide the education, provide the skill sets, right? Bring them along on this journey. Yesterday, I was having a fireside chat with one of our customers at a conference, and one thing he said was, as they are embarking on their AI transformation journey, as they embarked on their journey, they started bringing planners into the fold. You are inviting them to the kitchen as the sausage is being made, so they feel vested. It's no longer an abstract thing that is going to come and take away your job, right? It is something that is going to help you get better. So that change management cannot be underestimated.